Hey guys, LV here. As you can see from the title, today we're going to review a different artist today. Today we're going to be reviewing the artist Onitsuka Chihiro, and we're going to review her debut album, Insomnia. As always with my videos, this review was requested. It was requested by the YouTube user, evlienace. I know I mispronounced that and I apologize. And like I always say, I hope you and other Onitsuka Chihiro fans can enjoy what I have to say on this album. Before I start this review, I should say that I do have some decent familiarity with this artist. I can't say that I don't know who she is because I would be lying if I said that. First off, I do know that she's a singer-songwriter. So that should say enough right there. Yet if I had to be frank, she is a pretty unique singer-songwriter, if I had to be honest. Like the artist Hamasaki Ayumi, her lyrics aren't really that typical. Her lyrics, I've noticed, they're often riddled with pain and suffering that usually focuses on the ugliness that life can give us sometimes. Although I can't say I'm the biggest fan of her, I do love the fact that she's so raw and emotional within her songs. Which is one of the reasons why I thought it would be a good idea to review her debut album, because the lyrics to this album easily reflect that concept regarding this. The first track is Geko, which translates into Moonlight. When I was first exposed to this song right here, I immediately fell in love with the simple arrangement that this piano flickered, because it really created her own musical structure here that was simply breathtaking. The simple instruments that aid this ballad also gave me the chance to realize just how much power her vocals truly bring to this song. She breathes life into every word in this song, and that there is what solidifies this song's elegance to me. I can see why this is one of her more popular songs, because everything about this tune is simply divine, and the mere structure it flicks is utterly indescribable to me. If I had to sit down and listen, I don't think I could find any mistake in this song. It carries itself beautifully from beginning to end. I don't know if it's just me, but the music and the tone that she inflicts, it truly does sound like something you would hear in the Moonlight, because the whole theme of this song slowly conjures around that theme. And from a little research, I do know that Onitsuka is Christian, and I like the fact that she's stating her Christianity within this song. And I don't know, I thought that was really good. I really like that. This was a really lovely tune to listen to, since it fully showcases that even the most simplest of tunes can possess the utmost beauty. The next track is Innocence, which translates into Innocence. This has to be one of my most favorite songs off this album. I love how simple it's structured here within the beginning, since it layers these serious undertakes of the guitar that gives this song a more emotional feel. And then when her vocals are added here, I just love the way her vocals are structured within this piece, because you truly get to hear the vulnerability within her voice, and that's what really showcases this song's dark theme. One thing I always do before I review an album is that I look at the lyrics, because I feel the lyrics is what tells how an artist is within her music. And from this artist, and from interpreting her lyrics, she has a rather sad way of viewing things, well, within this album, and I do feel that I do like that, because although there are some happy things in life, I feel the sadness is quite evident, and this album truly reflects that easily. Another thing I like about this song is that I really like how she used this slow approach right here within the beginning, because that itself is what prolongs the song, and we don't know where it's going to go. But you can hear her building up right here, and I was like, ooh, what is this going to do? And then, as we keep going, it explodes into this energetic chorus, which has to be the best part within this song in my opinion. Although you can't really hear it here, I like the way that she hits and holds these notes, because that is quite impressive to me, and it's one of the things that doesn't leave your head anytime soon. But anyway, despite how uplifting this song sounds instrumentally, like I said before, the lyrics to the song are quite dark, which easily reflects the theme I was telling you guys about from before. Of course, when you look at the lyrics do seem simple at first. Yet, as always with me, when I analyze the overall actual meaning of it, it truly brings a sense of unease. Yet regardless of that factor, I love the quiet strength that this song brings, because it carries traits to it that I can definitely relate to. The next track is Backdoor, parentheses, album version. Things start to slow down with this track, yet I didn't really find anything wrong with that. In fact, if I had to be frank, I rather appreciate that this song doesn't try to do more than it should. She conducts the same pace throughout this song, yet only picks up slightly when it reaches the chorus, which I thought suited its concept quite well. Again, I found the simpleness of this song quite welcoming, since it helps inflicts the power her vocals can always resonate within me. As I said before, although this isn't a tune that overemphasizes its instrumental, I still think that it was a gorgeous song that highlighted its overall natural beauty. And for this song, I definitely love when she sings this part. Where is the back door? Where is the back door? Where is the back door? Myself. At first, that line did confuse me within the beginning, yet as always when I analyzed the lyrics of this song, I realized that it definitely makes sense if you understand the overall meaning to it. Again, although this tune wasn't doing anything too special, I will say that it's still a gorgeous song that definitely deserves some praise. The next song is Edge. This was definitely an interesting listen for me. For one, I wasn't expecting the instrumentals here to take such a lighthearted feel, since the lyrics to it, again, are quite painful. Yet, as always, I do feel that she did that on purpose so the listeners can understand its overall message. Her vocals here are very strong and consistent, which further aids the effective structure within its instrumentals. From doing a little research about this song and looking at people's reviews about this song, I was surprised that this song seemed to get a lot of hate from people, and I don't understand why, because although, you know what? I can see why, but it's still beautiful and expressive. Oh my goodness, I don't get it. Despite it's not being so overly emphasized, as always, the lyrics always does that well for me. So, again, I can say this is another solid tune that I found interesting in its own right. This also has to be another one of my treasured songs for this album. I love how upbeat and warming this song truly sounds, because it truly encases me with this very soothing feel. This was also a surprise for me because surprisingly her vocals here are very lighthearted and happy, which makes the melody to it all the more powerful to enjoy. Another reason I do consider this to be another one of my favorite songs is that from this album, I'd say that this track here has to be the most happiest, if I had to be honest, because, as I said before, this album is very dark, and I feel this is the only track here that revels in a sense of not complete happiness, but a sense of ease, and I can definitely appreciate that. And as always, there has to be my most favorite part. We can go to the place where we're forgiven. I really like how she emphasized the happiness right there, and I like how she put it in English, because that itself is what makes it utterly enjoyable. We can go to the place where we get freedom. I like that right there. And I also like the fact that within this song, if you really listen, you get to hear a bit of this country influence that emphasizes the positivity that's lurking within the lyrics to an extent. This song is very bright and very happy, and that's definitely one thing I can enjoy about this song, because although sad lyrics do resonate a deeper part of life, happiness also does it well. We can go to the place where we're forgiven. I really like that, and this easily has to be one of her best songs off this album because, like I said, it reflects the overall theme that we all want in life, so very solid tune. The next track is Call. As always with her albums, the pace yet again slows down with this down-tempo track. Although it's not really doing much in the beginning, I will say that one thing I do like about this song is that I like how it's extremely good at pulling you in with this lovely arrangement that just envelops one in this endless sorrow. Her vocals here sound simply superb because she sings this really sadly, and that's one of the things about it that really tugs my heart. Based off the many forums and reviews I've been on, it seems like everyone's been calling this song boring, and while I can understand why, I will say that, as always, I think it's a really beautiful song, even though it's not really doing much instrumentally. But even though it's not really doing much instrumentally, that still doesn't mean it's not pulling me emotionally. I especially love the chorus right here because it's the instrumentals themselves that truly reflect the loneliness within this song. You can feel the emotion that she's pouring out right here, and that is what makes this song definitely heart-wrenching to the end. Despite the comments the song has been getting, I will say that I can never tire of songs like this because they definitely set the mood of what lingers within the concepts of the human heart. I love how this song starts off with these lingering touches of the piano right here because that part has always given me chills. From the many listens I've given this tune, I can say the one thing I fully appreciate about this song is its simpleness when it comes to the musical structure. Because if you really listen to this song, we hear nothing but that lone piano that goes alongside her powerful voice. And although the song isn't really doing much with its instrumentals, I don't find that to be a bad thing because I thought these lone effects with the arrangement here, it definitely showered the song with the utmost beauty. And again, the lyrics to this song are very sad. They're possibly the most saddest off this entire album. There's just so much power within these lyrics, and that mirror piano right there, it definitely designates the very truth within me, and that's one of the reasons why I can always come back to this. The next song is Cage. I consider this song to be one of those songs where we truly get a glimpse of the overall artist. Just look how she writes the lyrics. They're very honest and very heartfelt, which ultimately overludes this devastating despair about it. I can't help but want to comfort her here because the lyrics, again, they take a really saddening feel to it, but I guess this is just how the way she sees things. Despite the lyrics, the instrumentals within this song are fantastic because they definitely catch your attention with these distinctive melodies. And I cannot stress how fantastic her vocals sound within this tune because it's like you can literally hear her emotions bubbling up to the surface here, which makes the pain all the more evident, which that's why I can definitely praise her vocals because her vocals definitely emphasize that realness. I can probably never find the right words to describe this song because mere compliments couldn't do this song any justice. It's a dark song with lots of pain in it, and for some reason, as always, I found that really complimented the song rather nicely. The next track is Rasen. We finally get to hear another favorite track of mine. I just love how slowly she sings this within the beginning. It's just so lovely and precise that I can't help but drown in its presence. I'd probably have to say that this is probably my #1 song off this album because I love this song a lot. I love the way she sounds, and I love the overall music because the music definitely aids what I feel about this song a lot. I also really enjoyed how this song picks up during the chorus. Well, I would call this like the mid-chorus, but I like how it picks up because that's what truly gives the song essence. And I just love this chorus right here. Oh, life, my fragile life. I love that. The mere instrumental to this song alone gives me the feeling of walking down the beach at night, looking at the sea. I don't know, it just gives me that image, like, I could be by myself anywhere, and I can find myself putting this song on because I feel this song really does that to me. It gives me like a self-reflective feel. This is a beautiful and sad song. As always with Onitsuka's style, I love the lyrics to it because, as always, I can definitely relate to them a lot. They consist on the topic of self-reflection, and that is something that I have been thinking about a lot. Although I wouldn't say my life is bad, there are some things in my life that I'm still really unsure of, or maybe that I don't feel that I can really do, but there's still some things in my life that I do wish to change, and I do feel that maybe there's something wrong with me why it isn't done. I don't know, it seems like a silly way to see things, but based off this song, it makes me see that flaw within myself. Yet I don't mean that reflection in a negative way, of course. It makes me see things positively, if that makes any sense to you guys. This is truly one of the album's gems that solely complements the dwellings of self-reflection very beautifully. Oh, my life, my fragile life. And I don't know, this is just easily one of my favorite songs for this album, and I can definitely find myself loving this song forever. The next track is Memai, which translates into Dizzyness, I believe. I will admit, this song isn't my most favorite off this album, yet the lyrics to it I really love. And in my opinion, I think she did a good job choosing this song to be the closing song off this album, because although it isn't a favorite of mine, I definitely can appreciate it because the lyrics to it definitely do give it that closure. And again, while the lyrics aren't so terribly uplifting, they do manage to maintain this positive sound to it, which I thought was a relatively good way to close this really dark album. As I said before, this may not be my most favorite off this album, yet I definitely can appreciate its presence because it's very calm and very soothing to listen to, and that's definitely one of the reasons why I think this song can reach its true highlight to me. Just as I thought that this album was over, we're finally introduced to the album's bonus track. And I must say, I definitely fell in love with this new version of Gecko. I will say with this song, although not really much has changed regarding the mirror structure, I will say when it comes to this one's more stripped down than the previous one, and it has a more quieter atmosphere about it. Yet somehow it seems more powerful than the original version. Although I always will love the original, I will say that this one was a job well done. And as always, it was an amazing way to close off the album. This was a really good album to me. Even though the tracks themselves mostly consisted of ballads, I will say that even the ballads on this album managed to stay fresh somehow, and that's what definitely made listening to this truly an experience. From listening to this album, I will say that it's very easy to see that Onitsuka Chihiro, she has a very sad way of seeing things based off how she conveys it so accurately within her music. Yet that didn't dent this album at all. In fact, I think it strengthened it to the fullest. Onitsuka Chihiro has a wonderful voice that really touched my soul, and that's what definitely separates her from normal J-pop. So that's all I had to say on this album. Once again, I would like to thank the YouTube user evlienace. Again, I apologize if I mispronounced your name, but I definitely want to give you a thanks for requesting this album, and I do hope you and other fans of Onitsuka Chihiro could definitely appreciate what I had to say about this album, because even though I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of Onitsuka Chihiro, I definitely had enjoyed what this album had to say, because a lot of the tracks here were tracks that came from the heart. As I said before, this was a very good album, and I really enjoyed the lyrics of this album a lot. They were quite reflective, and that's what truly gave me the chance to experience this lingering emotion, because that itself is what designated these feelings within me. And even if you don't understand Japanese, I feel it doesn't matter with this artist at all. Just close your eyes and listen and feel the emotion that she pours into every track, and hopefully you'll probably feel the same way I do. Hopefully. Although, based off that comment, I'm not saying I'm fluent in Japanese. I'm not saying that at all. Even though I wouldn't say I'm fluent in Japanese, I can say that I can understand it to a certain extent. And because of that extent, I will say that her music holds another sense of meaning to me that I can definitely treasure greatly. The overall music and power of her vocals will pierce your heart and mind, and that's what definitely makes me appreciate this artist's presence. Once again, I would like to thank you guys for watching this video. Even though I'm not really overly familiar with Onitsuka Chihiro, I definitely enjoyed this album to the fullest, and you know what? I think I might buy this album. A lot of the tracks on this album touch me a lot, and I really like that about this. And I guess that's one good thing I can say about doing these reviews, because these reviews, they open up my musical doors, if that makes sense. And it's not just with Onitsuka Chihiro, it's definitely with other artists too that I've reviewed in the past as well. I definitely enjoy listening to the artist Shina Rengo. I'm definitely getting into her. I'm also getting into more artists like Kyare, Pamyu Pamyu, Perfume, and all the other artists that I've reviewed on this channel. I definitely have found my way enjoying their tracks, and I definitely can find myself listening to them over and over again. So although I don't have the physical copy of the album now, I definitely will be getting it later on. So I feel like probably after this review is posted up, that's when I'll probably have the album, and I'll probably show it in a later like J-pop haul or something. So anyway, I've dwelled on long enough. So thank you guys yet again for watching this video. I definitely appreciate you guys' support, and I definitely do appreciate you guys' requests. And as always with my videos, the next review I'm going to do is going to be another request. So if anyone would like me to review an album, doesn't matter who it is, and I'll be glad to listen to it as long as it's Asian. And so from that, I hope to see you all in the next video I will do. So until next time, you guys. Bye.